Para sa ikatlo at huling araw ng ating special coverage ng Visayas Regional Scientific Meeting, makakasama naman natin ang isa sa pinakapipitagan nating national scientist para sa isang talakayang punong-puno ng kaalaman. Mula sa Bacolod, alamin ang pinakabagong sagap sa mundo ng science. Dito lamang sa DOSTv, Science for the People. Pinagsama-sama ang mga science experts, LGUs, NGOs at private sector upang pag-usapan ang mga napapanahong issue ukol sa sustainability at resiliency ng bansa. Ito ay binuo at pinangunahan ng National Academy of Science and Technology Philippines o NAST Philippines, kasama ang DOST Visayas Region na ginanap noong ika-12 ngayong buwan sa Bacolod City, Negros Occidental. Ito ay may temang Science and Technology, Enhanced Transformation for Sustainability and Resiliency 2018 to 2030. Ating silipin ang ilang kaganapan at ano nga ba ang tingin ng ating national scientist sa usaping sustainability and resiliency. Balikan ang aming special interview with the national scientist Raul V. Fabella. Okay, sir, tell us more about your topic on sustainable industrialization and inclusion.
Not all growth episodes are equal.
Okay.
Some growth episodes have longer duration than others. And in order for a growth episode to become poverty reducing, it must last longer.
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm going what I'm going to say is that I will identify some growth episodes that are better at poverty reduction than others. Okay. So, first of all, the growth episodes or industrialization that have longer duration, they're usually characterized by being more inclusive.
Yes.
In other words, they reduce poverty and or they reduce income inequality. That's inclusion. No? So, fact one. Industrialization episodes that have longer duration are generally those that are inclusive. They reduce poverty and they reduce income inequality. Okay.
So saang mga companies yan or sa mga organization natin usually nakikita?
No, our evidence is for low-income countries.
Okay.
Not for firms or for
any fields.
Yeah, for households. This is for low-income countries.
Okay.
And the evidence shows that the growth episodes in these low-income countries tend to last longer if the income inequality and inclusion in these jurisdictions are better. No. The other thing that I said in my talk
Yes.
is that um, is that certain industrialization paths are more conducive to inclusion. In other words, if that industrialization path is more inclusive to inclusion, poverty reduction, they also tend to last longer. So industrialization paths that are sustainable also tend to be inclusive. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what are these industrialization? What are the characteristics of industrialization paths that are sustainable and resilient?
Yes.
One is that the manufacturing sector is actually growing faster than the services sector. So if your services sector is growing faster than your services sector, chances are your income inequality as well as will decrease,
Yes.
and your poverty incidence would also be
Yes.
lowered.
But the production will goes high.
Well, production is growing because we are talking about growth episodes, no? So not all growth episodes, as I've mentioned, are equal. In terms of inclusion or poverty reduction, a growth episode characterized by an industrialization where the manufacturing sector is growing faster than the services sector, it's actually better in terms of poverty reduction, and therefore it tends to also last longer.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the gist of the matter, and the evidence that we collected from for low-income countries is precisely that poverty reduction and income inequality. Uh, uh, it, Poverty reduction is faster and income inequality lower in those industrialization paths where manufacturing is growing faster than the service sector.
Pero nakikita nating reason bakit nagkakaroon ng fluctuation when it comes to the economic growth in the industrialization sector.
Well, in the Philippines, we have had a history of boom and bust. That means that we grow fast, and then that fast growth collapses. And then you grow fast again, and then it collapses again. That's called boom and bust. And that is very bad for poverty reduction because investors will be doing their thing, they're investing with reluctance. Kasi pag nag-bust, ibig sabihin you lose money. When it's growing, you earn money, but when there's a bust, you lose money. So, ano ba ang pinanggagalingan ng bust in the past in our experience? Well, economic busts came because first of all, pag nag-grow ka, you're increasing the supply.
Yes.
But if the market is narrow, the market cannot absorb the supply. And then at some point, you will have to slow down your production kasi hindi ma-absorb
Kakayanin.
ng demand ng market mo. This is usually the case if your market is domestic. If your market is domestic, most of the time, if you're a low-income country, the market is not
Limited lang.
big enough to absorb the fast growth of the
Yes.
supply side, no. So that is one reason. In economics, they call that the consumption crisis theory. Consumption crisis theory. Countries that have manufacturing growth, manufacturing growing faster than services, by necessity, have to find markets abroad para malawak yung markets nila. Hindi madaling nasasaturate.
Okay.
Kung domestic lang yung market mo, madaling nasasaturate yun. So, gaganyan ka, babagsak ka. Pero kung malaki yung, if your market is global, you can grow for a long time without collapse. No? So, yun ang sinasabi ko na ang growth path ng development progeria is usually not very sustainable. Kasi kung ang services ay if the services is the engine of growth, naturally your market is domestic. Kasi sino ba naman you cannot export your hotels.
Yes.
You cannot export your barbershops.
Or else mag-branch out ka sa ibang bansa.
Oo.
Why not?
Pwede yan. Pero you are not exporting the services itself.
Yes,
You are exporting capital, and then
yeah.
you're putting a brand someplace else. So, if your engine of growth is manufacturing, it means that you are selling outside.
Yes.
Kasi manufacturing can be sold outside eh. Global yung market mo. So mas sustainable ang market ng manufacturing kung global.
Alright. With the fast-changing technology, sir, of course, nakikita natin meron ng mga machineries na compared before, manual ang trabaho, tao na gumagawa ng isang, yung labor work, ikaw mismo gagawa. Pero ngayon, machine ang gumagawa. So definitely, yung mga bagay na ganun, parang mas nawawala or naliles yung job opportunity sa tao. Tama po ba?
True enough. For example, ATMs. Simple ATMs lang, ano. The bank does not have to have a person present in every corner
Yes.
to dispense of bank services kasi may ATM.
Tama.
Kung walang ATM, they'll have to have a little hole in the wall with which to accept deposits
Yes.
and withdrawals. No?
Pero pagdating sa ekonomiya, tumataas.
Pero ang
Tendency.
ang tendency naman doon is the people that are not hired to be bank tellers because of the ATMs. If the economy is growing fast, they can be hired as in other types of activities.
Okay.
Kung walang growth, mas malaki ang pinsala ng ATM sa job opportunities, di ba? So, you still need to grow to be able to take advantage of the technological change.
Yes.
Kasi kung yung nadi-displace ng mga tao by machines, hindi makakahanap ng job, natural discontented
Correct,
yan.
oo.
Magkakaroon ka ng problema, magkakaroon ka ng people on the streets.
At
no?
marami na naman naghihirap.
So, kailangan mo pa rin mag-grow fast so that these people who cannot find jobs in banking, they can find jobs in retailing, they can find jobs in travel agencies, etc. Something like that. You still need to grow.
So compared sa ibang mga bansa, siguro sa mga karatig bansa na lang dito sa Asia, ang Pilipinas, nasa ano po ba ang status na tayo? Pagdating sa industrialization and with our economic growth.
Tulad ng sinabi, like what Chairman Balasacan mentioned, we grew very fast in the last 6-7 years.
Okay.
And that growth is actually quality growth kasi manufacturing was growing faster than services. The question that he asked was, is this sustainable?
Yes.
Kaya pumasok sa sustainable and resiliency ang issue, no? Is this sustainable? Ang ano ko is that if this is our neighbors, ahead na sila eh. Ahead na eh. Ahead na. This is where we are. The last 6 years, we moved already in the direction of towards our neighbors, no? Pero hindi pa kompleto. We haven't reached their stage yet. We have shown hints of the type of growth that our neighbors have experienced,
Okay.
which is rapid and quality growth. But our poverty incidence is still very high.
Yes.
Doble ang poverty incidence ng Pilipinas kaysa sa Indonesia and Thailand. Doble. No? And our infrastructure is still very bad. So whereas there are hints that we are moving in the right direction, there are also hints, markers that says that baka hindi siya sustainable. What are these markers? Mataas pa rin yung poverty incidence natin. Tapos our public infrastructure is still very poor. That's what I call the poverty of public goods in the country.
Alright, sir. Napakalawak na usapin natin, di ba? Talagang ang dami pang issue na dapat tutukan.
Mahaba yun.
Alright. Baka meron kayong mga gusto pang ipahatid dun sa ating mga taga-subaybay at ako bilang isang mamamayan ng bansa, ano po ang may tutulong namin?
Sa kasalukuyan, napasa na ng gobyerno ang train law, stage 1.
Yes.
Ang train law stage 1 was intended to raise revenues for build. Now, build is intended precisely to address the poverty of our infrastructure.
Yes.
Upgrade our infrastructure. Now, that is quite good, no? Except that the train 1, the revenue realization of train 1 is actually less than originally envisioned. Kasi dumaan sa political process eh. Tapos, pinasukan ng mga considerations that are largely political, no? So, medyo bumaba yung revenue realization. Stage 2, pero okay pa rin. Ibig sabihin, it's still a positive for development, train 1. Now, stage 2, train stage 2 intends to rationalize the incentives for private corporations. No? Essentially, it will try to lift those incentives that over the past decade have not shown to be effective anyway. In other words, andyan yung incentives, andito yung investment, pero yung investment na yan, papasok na din naman kahit wala yung incentives, no? So, they intend to lift these incentives, these tax holidays. That will add to the treasury and the capacity to bankroll, build.
All right.
You know? So, it is something that we should support. So now we have train stage 1. We should also support train stage 2.
Okay.
Magandang araw ho sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan. Sa kasalukuyan ay Intertropical Convergence Zone o ITCZ ang nakakaapekto sa Mindanao. Kabilang ho dyan sa naapektuhan nitong ITCZ ay ang Eastern Visayas o Silangang Kabisayaan na sa ngayon ay nakakaranas din ho ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog. Samantala, sa nalalabing bahagi naman ho ng ating bansa ay kung mapapansin po natin sa ating latest Himawari satellite capture, manitipis lamang ho nakaulapan ng prevailing at posible pa rin ho ang mainit at malinsangang panahon dito sa Metro Manila at sa nalalabing bahagi pa ng Luzon maging nalalabing bahagi ng Kabisayaan dahil ho yan sa easterlies. At para sa pagtayo ng ating panahon katulad nga ng nabanggit ko, itong Intertropical Convergence Zone ay patuloy na nagdudulot ng maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog sa Mindanao o sa buong Mindanao ho yan. At para naman sa pagtaya ng ating temperatures, dito po sa Cagayan de Oro City, pwede pong umabot hanggang sa 32 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature doon, habang 34 degrees Celsius naman ho sa Davao City. Sa Zamboanga naman ay 33 degrees Celsius ang tinatayang magiging maximum temperature for today. Sa Kabisayaan naman, katulad nga rin ho ng nabanggit ko, ang Eastern Visayas ay sa ngayon nakakaranas ng mga pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog dahil din ho yan sa Intertropical Convergence Zone. Samantala, sa Central and Western Visayas ay inaasahan natin ang bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap lamang na kalangitan na may mga pulupulong mga pagulan o pagkidlat pagkulog sa araw na ito. At para sa pagtayo ng ating temperatura dito sa Metro Cebu, pwedeng umabot hanggang sa 32 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature for today, habang 32 degrees Celsius din ho sa Iloilo City. Sa Luzon naman ay wala ho tayong weather disturbance na nakakaapekto ngayon sa buong landmass ng Luzon, including Metro Manila. At para sa pagtayo ng ating panahon, generally fair weather pa rin ho apart from isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Para naman sa pagtayo ng ating temperatura dito sa Kamaynilaan, pwedeng umabot hanggang sa 34 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature. Sa Tuguegarao naman ay 35 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees Celsius on Legazpi, and 31 degrees Celsius po sa Tagaytay, habang 25 degrees Celsius din ho sa Baguio City. Good news pa rin sa ating mga kababayang mangingisda dahil wala tayong nakataas na gale warning sa anumang bahagi ng ating mga baybaying dagat sa araw na ito, kaya't pinapayagan naman ng Coast Guard maging yung mga maliliit na sasakyang pandagat na pumalaot sa araw na ito. At para naman sa ating 3-day weather outlook, dito sa Metro Manila, wala po tayong weather disturbance na inaasahang magkukos ng malalakas na pagulan dito sa Kamaynilaan at least in the next 3 days. Kaya para po sa pagtayo ng ating panahon, generally fair weather pa rin ho tayo apart from isolated lamang o mga pulupulong mahihinang mga pagulan, particularly pagtitingin ho ng hapon at gabi. At para sa pagtayo ng ating temperature, 35 degrees Celsius pa rin ho ang tinatayang magiging maximum temperature ho dito sa Kamaynilaan. Hanggang sa araw ho yan ng Lunes. Sa Baguio City naman, bukas po o sa weekend hanggang sa araw po ng Lunes ay inaasahan natin ang bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap na kalangitan na may isolated lamang ng mga pagulan o pagkidlat pagkulog due to localized convections. At para sa pagtayo ng ating temperatura, pwede pong umabot hanggang sa 26 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature mula bukas hanggang sa Lunes ho yan. Sa Legazpi City naman, para sa ating special weather forecast doon, bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap na kalangitan din ang inaasahan natin sa Legazpi City. At posible rin ho mga isolated na mga pagulan o pagkidlat, pagkulog, especially pagdating ho ng hapon at gabi. At para naman sa pagtayo ng ating temperatura, pwedeng umabot hanggang sa 34 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature sa Legazpi City sa weekend, habang 35 degrees Celsius naman ho on Monday. Sa Visayas naman ho, specifically sa Metro Cebu, bukas o sa weekend hanggang sa Monday, inaasahan natin ang bahagyang maulap hanggang sa maulap na kalangitan na may mga isolated lamang na mga pagulan o pagkidlat, pagkulog. At para sa pagtayo ng ating temperatura, 33 degrees Celsius ang maaari maging maximum temperature for tomorrow dito po sa Metro Cebu, habang 34 degrees Celsius naman ho sa Sunday and Monday. And finally, sa Metro Davao, inaasahan po natin na bukas ay maaari pa rin mag-persist ang weather conditions sa ngayon na maulap na kalangitan na may mga kalat-kalat na pagulan at pagkidlat pagkulog dahil pa rin huyan sa ITCZ o Intertropical Convergence Zone. Samantala, pagdating naman ng Sunday hanggang sa Monday, inaasahan na po natin unti-unti mag-improve ang weather doon, having partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. At para sa pagtayo ng ating temperature, pwede umabot hanggang sa 33 degrees Celsius ang ating maximum temperature for tomorrow hanggang sa Sunday, habang 34 degrees Celsius naman po sa Lunes. Ang sunrise ho natin kanina is 5:40 in the morning at inaasahan nating lulubog ang araw mamaya sa ganap na 6:11 ng hapon. Ito po si Lori Din de la Cruz mula dito sa Pag-asa. Magandang araw po.
DOSTv would like to thank Filipino Creazione de Mano Incorporated. Visit their showroom at ground floor lobby, PSM-BFI Building, 318 Santolan Road, West Crames, San Juan City. SciTev, the world's leading source of reliable and authoritative news, views, and analysis on information about science and technology for global development. Visit their website at www.scidev.net.
Salamat sa pagsama sa aming special coverage ng Visayas Regional Scientific Meeting. Tunay ngang sa patuloy na pag-aaral at pagbibigay pansin sa mga pananaliksik sa larangan ng siyensya at teknolohiya. Lahat tayo giginhawa. Ako po si Jel Miranda, hanggang sa muli po nating kwentuhan at pagbabahagi ng kaalaman dito lamang sa DOSTv, Science for the People.